Hello, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is about a video that I was watching last night. And how can I say this? During the video that I was watching last night, I feel like at some point that the video stopped being about the subject that she wanted to report on, and it became more about her. And I'll explain that as the video goes on. But it seemed to have, I don't know, but it made me feel uncomfortable watching it. So we're going to start this video. But first, let me give you the video and the name of the content creator. So the video that I was watching last night was TikTok mom uses odd means to bring her runaway son home. Toxic ghetto plus criminal parenting. And the content creators page is the plainest Jane. So if you want to go over there and see the video after this video, that's fine. But let's get into this video right quick.
So much that we need to unpack here. All right. So in TikTok parenting news, a Black Milwaukee mom, her name is actually Jasmine Clemens. She's currently catching backlash for the way she asked the community for quote unquote help in bringing her 14-year-old runaway son back home. So social media has truly, and when I say truly, I mean truly, it has been in a bit of a tizzy since this has taken place. Let me show you this real quick. I posted this on Twitter, and you can see it has over 1.7 million views. I posted this yesterday, so it's pretty much viral. So much so that the neighborhood talk actually reposted me on their page. And this wasn't anything that I was going to make a video about because, to be honest with you, when I first came across it triggered me. I grew up in a Catholic household. My childhood was pretty traumatic for the most part, although there were some things that I could smile and laugh at.
Okay, you hear her say that when she very first came across the video was disturbing to her, that it triggered her. So she kind of waited for I guess for herself to come before she did this live. But now where I say in the beginning that I feel like at some point the live became about more about her than the subject, it was because I feel like she began to project. And I feel like she stopped talking about the kid and his situation with his mom, but was subliminally talking about herself and her parents. And you'll get to understand what I'm saying when we get into listening to the whole video. But yeah, it kind of at some point in the video started to make me feel uncomfortable to watch it.
But I want to get into this without a further ado. Let me just give you a sneak peek into what we're getting into, and we'll be right back.
Good morning, my TikTok family and friends. I am in need of help this morning. This guy right here, Kel Clemens, age 14, decided to run away because he doesn't want to follow his mommy and daddy rules. So he took it upon himself to run away from home last night. He's been gone since 7:30 last night. He was last wearing a dingy ass blue, white, and yellow Tommy Hilfiger coat, some skinny ass girl jeans. That's what I call them, skin tight ass girl jeans. And 9 times out of 10, he got some dusty ass white dookies on. If you see that, please hit my inbox if you are in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. And if you know me, and I mean like know me, when you catch him, do as you please with him and then bring him to me. I'm talking to all my guys, my hood people. Hood people. You catch him, you know what to do to him and then bring him to me. Thank you.
So essentially, she really thought she ate. She thought it was cute. She thought that this was something that deserved to be on social media, let alone deserve to be something that takes place. So, like I said, social media is certainly a bit of a tizzy, mainly calling her display of quote unquote concern and trying to summon her 14-year-old son back home. They're calling this display of quote unquote concern bullying and abusive on several fronts. There are so many.
Okay, now this is my feelings on the TikTok mom. No, I don't feel like she should have told people that if they see her child, they could do whatever they want and then bring him to her. That's not something that you do. And then I don't feel like she was correct in the way that she described his clothing. But I don't feel like in the initial TikTok video that she was trying to bully him. Now, I don't go about her methods as being correct, but I don't look at it as she was trying to bully him either.
There are so many discussions that we are not having about the toxic, ghetto, nearly criminal parenting style within the Black community. Obviously, and I probably should have gave you a trigger warning first. Y'all know my spirit is pretty sensitive to things like this. Like I said, myself, I was triggered when I came across this. But obviously, I want to give you a trigger warning first. Heads up, there is going to be, because we've got a lot of time to pack. I've got over 30 minutes of footage of her continuously explaining why this is okay. She is doubling down. So when we talk about abuse and childhood trauma, that is some of what the trigger warning that I'm giving you entails. So like I said, it's time to get comfortable on the bus. Let's get into this syrup. I hope that y'all are feeling all right. Let's get started unpacking this story, shall we? The following video is broadcasting live, and thank you for being my studio audience. Thank you for hitting thumbs up and subscribing to my channel for more Black news, celebrity entertainment, and a splash of controversy. Now listen, I don't bring y'all any story without encouraging y'all to check in on your own mental health, your own spiritual warfare, before you get to dibbling and dabbling in celebrity business or another person's toxic household, childhood, parenting, whatever the case may be. Make sure you're okay. And if you need a quick way because this is a bit too much, I completely understand. Take care of yourself first. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Shout out to all of my channel members. If you're not quite feeling right, I'm not sure if this is a stream that's going to help you feel a little bit better, but I definitely take every opportunity to foster the discussion about the Black family dynamic and what's spoken about it and where the areas.
And that's another thing I don't like either. She's not the only person I've seen do that. Like a lot of people do that. For example, young Pharaoh, when he decided he want to attack one Black woman, he tends to group us all in one big ass lump, and then he calls himself addressing all of us. I don't feel like that this type of situation only occurs in Black families or Black homes. So we shouldn't be putting that stereotype out there that most Black homes are abusive to their children, because they're not. And it don't only occur in Black homes. It happens in Caucasian homes also. It happens in Asian homes also. Have you ever heard the stories about the Muslim homes and them other cultures that actually end up killing their child, all because they may not have wanted to be sold away in marriage? It happens in every household of every race. I'm tired of people trying to pinpoint the Black families as if they are so horrible.
Of improvement lie within the Black community. So, before I get into breaking down this topic and viral event, be sure to subscribe and thumbs up or down. Either way, I appreciate it. But be sure to think critically and independently, regardless of what you hear from me or anybody else. I know there are a lot of people who are defending this mom. If that's the case, oh yeah, hit the thumbs down button, go on and be on and get married away. I'm not going to be arguing with you. You keep it respectful in my chat. You say how you feel. I've seen about 10% of the people who come across this video, they actually defend it. Now, for legal purposes, all things stated in this video are alleged and according to reports, and there is a full copyright disclaimer in full effect. Let's hop straight into how mom is doubling down on this behavior and telling us why it's a good thing that she's acting this way. All right. Thank you all for hitting thumbs up. Let's begin to unpack. There's so much to get into here, okay?
Good morning, my TikTok family and friends. I am in need of help this morning. This guy right here, Jaquel Clemens, age 14, decided to run away because he doesn't want to follow his mommy and daddy rules. So he took it upon himself to run away from home last night. He's been gone since 7:30 last night. He was last wearing a dingy ass blue, white, and yellow Tommy Hilfiger coat.
Okay, like I said, I don't feel like she should have described the child in that manner. No, I don't agree with that from this parent. But I'm not going to say come into the internet to look for her child that left her home without permission is something wrong. But the way she did describe the child in the video was completely wrong. But no, I don't think she was bullying the child in the video either. Telling the people that if they see her child, they can do whatever they want to him if they know her. That's not good either. I don't agree with that either. Telling somebody that they could do something to your child is not cool, because I don't allow nobody to do nothing to my child. Hell, I barely allowed their father to discipline them. And when I say discipline them, I mean put their hands on them. I don't allow that.
Some skinny ass girl jeans, that's what I call them, skin tight ass girl jeans. And 9 times out of 10, you got them dusty ass white dookies on. If you see that, please hit my.
I mean, tell me what sense does it make to roast the clothes that you purchased? You purchased these clothes, mom. If you grew up in a toxic household, if your mom was toxic, if your dad was toxic, if your guardian was toxic, comment down below and elaborate. I know I found throughout sharing this on Twitter and exploring the comment sections along all the different places where this ended up going viral, thankfully raised me alarm. That this happens outside of the Black community as well. I had some people that were Latino speaking up and saying that it happens in their community as well. But I don't understand.
I said that. But she has a habit of throughout the video only saying Black homes. That's where I have a problem with this video. One of my problems with this video. But we gonna get to the part where it made me uncomfortable.
Understand what sense you make out of trying to belittle your child for wearing the clothes that you purchased for them. But let's continue.
Inbox if you are in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. And if you know me, and I mean like know me, when you catch him, do as you please with him and then bring him to me. I'm talking to all my fellow guys. My hood people. My hood people. You catch them, you know what to do to them, and then bring them to me. Thank you.
I think the part that made me trigger me the most when I took a look at this initial, because I fell down the rabbit hole on this lady's page. Let me tell you, very saddening, very alarming. It was her inviting the neighborhood to do what they want to do to him and then bring him back to her. See, a lot of people with common sense may understand what she means. Oh, it takes a village. Of course it takes a village, right? It definitely took a village in the 90s and the 2000s. We live in a totally different time. You may need, if you find my child, discipline him and bring him back to me. But everybody's abuse, everybody's line in the sand as when discipline stops and abuse begins is different. Do you know how many pedophiles exist in the hood? Do you know how many of these thugs out here are under the guise of being a thug and they're really pedophiles or whatever the case is? So for you to be inviting people to do whatever, it's very loose. And then you say to bring them back to me. This is a mom who also says, well, y'all are soft and the people who take offense to this video are soft. So imagine he was actually sexually assaulted by the millions of pedophiles that exist. He wouldn't be able to come home and tell you that because you were what? Causing soft. But I digress. Let's continue. There's so much that we need to discuss. Okay.
How? How did you get that from that? How did you read all of that from that?
Shut up. I did it that way because that's the way I wanted to do it.
So she's responding to this comment here because she's fighting for her life in the comments, literally. Someone says, so you want help, but dogging him out though, definitely could have did this in a better way. This wasn't a disrespectful comment. This is just lending a suggestion to her as to why this might not have been the best move. But again, her response is this.
People. People. You catch them, you know what to do to them, and then bring them to me. Thank you.
But see, that wasn't her response. Her response was what you about to play in the previous video that you just pulled up to the comment that she's responding to, that you say she's fighting for her life for in the comments about. This is the initial video of her asking for help to find him. This is not her response to the comment or the question that was just asked.
Shut up. I did it that way because that's the way I wanted to do it. If I wanted to not do it that way, I wouldn't have did it that way. I did it that way because that's the fucking way I wanted to do it. No, baby, I ain't gonna beat his ass. It don't make no sense to. Every time I beat his ass, he don't do nothing. He turns around and do what he want to do. And what half of you kids on my status need to realize, y'all mama must have put it up. That grades is bad, so I put it.
Now, what is that? I couldn't tell what that was when I first watched this video, so I'm still having a hard time trying to figure out what that is. Is that a suitcase or something?
Book bag up in there.
Okay, a book bag. He got to hold this book bag up in the air, and it looked like he has like books or something in it. It's heavy if he's struggling to hold it right there, but then he could be struggling to hold it because he's already been holding it up in the air for a while. That's kind of along the lines of boot camp training, like punishments you get in boot camp or something. Not physical discipline, but what they call what they call that, like corporate punishment, because it'll be like in the army or something along that lines type punishment. I think it's called corporate punishment. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look that up.
Don't beat his ass. There's no point to beat his ass. He's 14 years old and stands tall as me. Put it up, and if you put it down again, I'm gonna punch you. There's no need to beat his ass. This right here is gonna last, and when he's done with that, he's gonna go outside and do a couple laps. And then when he's done with that, I'll find something else for him to do. I don't have to beat his ass. Put it up. I want your arms all the way up. Up, okay. All the way up. Yes, you can. You can run away. Put it up. There's no need to whoop him. That's his book bag up in there. Since you want to hide his report card, put it up. First off, when I said that my people, meaning my people, people who know me by first and last name, know where the fuck I.
So you know what? All the jokes about her lips, I get it, right? That's the least of my worries. Does she look dusty? Does she look like she done brushed her teeth before she decided to roast herself? She should have roasted herself first. And for the people who wanted to argue with me on Twitter, listen, I ain't got time. You know, I had people, oh, you want her to look like a bad mother so bad. At this point, I don't want her to look like shit. She thought she looked like a good mother uploading this. You see, it's not even the fact that people discipline their child in all different ways. Children, discipline is not a one-size-fits-all thing. But the fact that she decided to post this shit online is the real issue. She thought this was cute. She thought this would get her brownie points. The fact that I've got...
Yeah, now I don't agree with posting your kids online during punishments either. I have never done my son like that. Neither one of them. But be clear, my son is not innocent. He has put me through some things, but I'm not going to go as far as to post him and to publicly humiliate him. I'm not doing that. So, no, I don't agree with that part either. So she is correct in her commentary about that. That's not something that you're supposed to be out here doing to your kids. If you're going to punish them, punish them. It's called behind closed doors for a reason. Everything don't have to be publicized.
Got 30 minutes right here that I'm going to show you, and she's smiling throughout it all like it's cute. It backfired. It is not. There's nothing worse than a black parent who feels like, let me belittle my child and get some attention because people won't like this shit. You've never gotten enough love and attention on your own, so you feel like belittling your child and getting the clout off of that is it. For God's sake, you woke up and your 14-year-old child was listening. You thought, let me go to TikTok and roast this nigga, roast the clothes I bought him, call him Dusty, invite the neighborhood to do whatever the fuck to him and bring him back to me. And this
She didn't call him Dusty. She she didn't call him Dusty. Now we're not gonna put additional words into his mouth. She kind of, but describing his clothes the way she did was kind of calling him dirty. But she did not call him Dusty.
I want to go and start for being parent of the month. No, the fuck you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. He's back home, by the way. For people who want to update, he's back. I would have ran away too. And let me tell you another reason why this triggers me so much. I was a runaway child myself. I ran away almost 15 times. 12 years old, gone for almost a week because my house.
Okay. Now, listen to what she say about her upbringing. And then once we get further into the video, we're going to see why, again, I say it made me uncomfortable and feel like after a minute, the story stopped being about the child and the mother, and she was subliminally projecting her anger towards her parents onto the situation.
Household was toxic as fuck. And emotional abuse is just that. These are the most defining years for children. And for you to manipulate them and they feel like they're better off in the streets without knowing where their next meal is going to come from or where they're going to sleep. You feel like treating them this way is okay. The fact that he feels safer in the streets than in your home is a problem. And to give y'all a little more context, she's upset because he continues to steal her weed and smoke it. And he got the gun in the house and gave it to a friend. So how the fuck do you expect this little boy to all of a sudden morph into a model citizen when all of the wrong examples, aka you, are around him? He ain't getting this shit from his friends. He lives with you. That's why he's acting that way.
Now, if your son got to your marijuana pens and marijuana weed or whatever form of marijuana you choose to use, that means you were negligent in that situation. And I'm talking about the TikTok mom. That means she was negligent in that situation. So technically, you can't really get mad at the child. You can get mad at the child for touching it, but you can't technically get mad at the child because you are the one who left it to where the person can get to it, to where your child that you didn't want to have it can get to it. You left it out and open, knowing that that's not something that you're supposed to be doing with your marijuana, especially when you go and get it from out the dispensaries or whatever. They let you know up front. They let you know on the damn container. Do not leave it where kids can get to it. You know, the same as chemicals. Don't leave it where your kids can get to it if it's unsafe for them or it's something you don't want them to have contact with. So yes, that was the TikTok mom's fault. And whoever had the pistol and left it to where he could get to it, that's their fault too. Because anybody who keep a weapon should have that mug in a safe where your kids cannot get to it. In a safe place where they don't know that you hid it at. So again, yes, the TikTok mom was wrong about that too.
But I digress.
That knows my number. If they catch my 14-year-old runaway son out and they catch him, give him straight room service. And if you don't know room service is, when my boys so happen to be young.
Look at the smirk. Look at the smirk. All of this is so cute to her. It's cute. There was no, oh my God, my son is missing. It's, let me smile. Let me let the internet know I'm tough. Let me let the internet know I'm a thug. Because this is what I'm going to put my son through. And yeah, this is cute. No, bitch, it's not cute. She has 3 kids.
Used to get room service. That means we didn't use no belts. That means they had to put their chests up. You want to act grown around here, baby, we're going to treat you like you grown. But this is my last time responding to you kids who don't even fucking have kids. I can't wait to half of you motherfucking kids on this status have kids my son age and you go through half the shit that I fucking go through with him. That's your kid's problem. You're on adult business. You as a child, you need to worry about school. You don't need to worry about how the fuck I'm doing shit over here. Nothing. Did I say go out there and kill him? No, my people adults knew exactly what I was. That's exactly what I said. I said, one is getting cold. 2, you ain't got no money. So wherever
you're gonna have to deal with my abuse. You're gonna have to deal with my disrespect. You know why? Because it's getting cold, and wherever you go, you're gonna outstay your welcome. So you're gonna have to come back and deal with my bullshit anyway. The problem with some black parents, this don't happen in a lot of in all black households. But it damn sure is a conversation I have quite frequently when I'm off of YouTube and I'm sharing these sentiments about the black family dynamic and how broken it is often on my channel. The problem is sometimes it's I brought you in this world and I take you out and I'm gonna treat you how the fuck I want to treat you, and I don't have to respect you because you're a child. Respect goes both ways. Of course, a child is supposed to respect their parents, but parents are also not supposed to provoke and disrespect their children and expect something different. But okay.
Way you're gonna outstay your welcome and you're gonna have to come home. And what a lot of people are not understanding, like, this child is putting me through way more shit than all my kids put together. Like, I'm literally going through it with this child. I don't want to have to send him away from to Wales or any of these things, but he is literally leaving me no choice. Y'all kids always talking about y'all being traumatized. Well, what about the mother? What about the baby?
This is really important right here because it's clear she's unhealed. Am I upset at what she's putting this child through? Oh, absolutely. But I'm not naive to the fact that this woman has a boatload of issues and she don't know what to do, but she's acting like this is the best thing. She's not open to any other parenting style. She is unhealed her goddamn self. So listen to what one person is saying, and this is what she's responded to. This person says, it's okay to discipline your child, but don't do it in a way where so when they grow up, they don't want nothing to do with you. It does traumatize children as they grow. You preach it to the choir for me, because I don't fuck with my parents. And it's not that they're not here, it's that you don't have the right to disrespect me. You don't feel like you did anything wrong. And I'm still healing from the trauma that you inflicted on me. The people who are making excuses for her, there's so many people, right? Again, I had to mute this on my Twitter is, y'all soft. Y'all ain't been through this shit. These are the kids who gonna pull up and shoot you and murder you and kill your grandma, da 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 da. Just because you experienced abuse and trauma like a lot of us have, doesn't mean that everybody should. And maybe you turned out okay, right? Or you think you have, you don't realize you've been abused. But that doesn't mean just because you survived abuse that everyone else should have to deal with it as well. And again, everybody responds differently. What you're saying is, I've traumatized my kids so much that they only are able to respond to violence. And
when did she say that? I didn't get that from none of what she said. And then I didn't hear her say that these would be the kids that's killing you and stuff. I didn't hear that in none of this. So how did you get that from that?
Scared that my bad parenting may leave him dead, so I'm gonna traumatize him first. That's what you're saying. But let's continue.
Parent being traumatized. What about that? What about he run away, get in the car with somebody, they speed down the motherfucking road?
So you're in the middle of traumatizing your child, and what do you say? What about me? What about my feelings? What about the trauma that I experienced? What if this happens to you? Or what if that happens? What if you make a string of bad decisions that you've seen me make firsthand, and then
I mean, that is where disciplining your child comes in at. I mean, if they do something outrageous or out of hand, yes, you're supposed to discipline them. You're not supposed to just let them get away with it. Whether it's punishment, taking their stuff away, whatever. They're supposed to receive some type of punishment for them to know that the actions they committed were not okay. Okay. I mean, let me throw this example out there. Say she dropped out of school and she never completed school, but she have kids and she always on them to complete school. So is she not supposed to make them go to school, or is she supposed to just be like, well, I didn't do it. So I'm gonna give y'all the choice not to do it if y'all don't want to. Or are you gonna be like, no, son, I made a mistake. I want you to do better than me. And I want you to get an education. I want you to go further than what I made it. I mean, that's what discipline is for. You lead your kids up the right road when they are starting to stray down the left path.
I'm traumatized because you might get killed because I ain't raised you right. So I'm gonna traumatize you first. How dare you say what about me when you are literally manipulating and psychologically and emotionally abusing your child? Why the fuck you keep having them for?
It's smack. My motherfucking son gonna find out the window. I'm not gonna be traumatized. Oh, wait. Him and his fucking friends think it's cool to play with guns. And he accidentally get fucking shot. And then his friend don't know what to do and leave him right where the fuck he at. And I don't get a call till the next morning that my fucking son is dead. I wouldn't be traumatized. Me. Oh, so I gotta worry about him being traumatized. No, baby, what I'm doing for him right now is a good thing. Because I care. I give a fuck. It's what your kids not understanding. Now, when I told my guys that if they catch my son, what to do with him? Baby, we need gloves around here. We make them get me gloves around here. We have a 4 set of gloves. My boys like the fox. My boys like to think they grown and they big and they bad. Put the gloves on. Oh no, I don't mean like physically bodily harm. I'm not talking about drawing blood or you kids are funny. No. You want to put your mother through shit? Do you know what I'm dealing with? Fibromyalgia, meaning I'm in pain 24 hours a day. Meaning half of the shit that I do for my kids, I am not able to.
Baby, whose fault is it that you in pain 24 hours a day and that you're either one, abusing painkillers, or B, always in a shitty mood because you're in pain? So you're either loopy off of the painkillers that you take because you're in. So whose fault is that?
How did you get that from a medical condition? And how can she control having a medical condition? See where I say, as it went on, I started to feel like it was starting to become less and less about the actual situation that occurred and more about something different. Because I don't even get that she could possibly be addicted to painkillers or something from having a medical condition.
What about me? What about my trauma? What about my pain? Why are you putting all of that on your child's back? And to this comment right here, let me address this. I grew up in the 90s, right? All our parents had was the toolbox they had, which is the bullshit that they had seen and experienced. We are in 2021. So to say not everyone knows the alternate routes to take, she only knows the way that she was raised and the surroundings that she's still around, I'm going to have to disagree. This is the day and age of technology. In the 90s, we didn't have the World Wide Web. It wasn't until we were marching towards the 2000s that we had the World Wide Web. Every piece of information that we want or could imagine is at our fingertips. It is fully, she's fully capable of finding new ways to parent, but she's not open to those things. She's comfortable and she's complacent with this. People.
How do you know that? How do you know she haven't tried different parenting skills? How do you know that? How are you getting that from this one situation that she did, that she ain't tried alternate parenting styles beforehand? Because in one of the videos, I could have sworn she did say she was taking his stuff away. That didn't work. She whooped him. That didn't work. She got him doing army punishments. That's not really working.
Have approached her with all sorts of suggestions and love. Now, while some people coming at it sideways, other people are coming at her with love. And what's she doing? Cussing them the fuck out. She's not open. She knows there are other options when it comes to disciplining her kids, but that's not what she wants to do. This she feels is best. You know what this looks like? This looks like a bootleg ass, scared straight sequel. She's here trying to administer boot camp. She's trying to be a drill sergeant, thinking that, yeah, this is going to get my son right. No, you are not a skilled, experienced, or educated drill sergeant. That's not what you are. What you are is a professional manipulator and abuser. You know how to be evil, and you know how to use that to your kids. And that does not substitute being a drill sergeant or sending him to boot camp is one thing. But just torturing him and fantasizing about new ways to torture him and smirking as you do it is not discipline. It is abuse and it is torture. And if anybody were to pull up and ask him, especially with you sitting right next to him, what would he say? I'm okay with it. Because that's what children do. And that's what people do when they're scared and they can't tell the truth. But I digress.
But I gotta get up and fucking do it because I am my mother. What about me being fucking traumatized?
What about
you? What about my motherfucking feelings? I get up and break my motherfucking back for these kids. I swear to God, last night I was like, I'm gonna put him in a shower, let him get out of the wet, and whip his ass with a belt. I was like, that's gonna hurt. Then I was like, no. I'm gonna get a switch, and I'm gonna whip his ass. And then I said, hold on. Let's do some exercise. He literally thought when he got dropped off that he was finna go to school.
Now, I do think the little boy should have still went to school that day. Don't keep him home just to punish him. He still should have went to school that day. Now, this whole switch and shit, I don't do that either. I don't hit my kids with tree limbs, none of that shit. But I do want to give a real life example of how you can teach your kids not to do certain things and they'll still go behind your back and do it because your children, what people don't realize is your children have their own mind. As they're growing up, they're developing into their own person. Now, my son has a disorder that makes him, I don't even know how to explain it. It makes him not okay with orders or being parented or something of that nature. I can't even get the actual word for it out. But here is my real life example, a real life situation that I dealt with my child. An example of how you can teach your kids right from wrong, but it's them. It's up to them to listen. It's up to them to follow the instructions. Now, I don't have a criminal record. I don't at all, period. I ain't never been arrested for nothing. I don't have one at all. So I taught my kids how to stay out of the prison system by being a good Samaritan, being a good person all the fuck together. We don't steal, we don't kill, we don't do these things. We want to be productive members of society. We want to have things that we could be proud to say we did. But do it look like my son could be proud to say that he went to jail at motherfucking 16 years old and that he was put on probation at 16 years old? Can he be proud to say that he caught a felony at 16 years old doing some shit that I didn't teach him to do? Which is a reason why today I don't allow him to see his father's side of the family anymore. Because while I'm teaching him one thing, when he leaves for the weekend, he learning something different outside my home. Now, my son thought it was a good idea to wake up on a Sunday morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, sneak out of my apartment, and go try to break in somewhere. The only reason I found out was because I get up to go to the bathroom, and like I do all the time, I check their room to see if they was asleep or whatever. I noticed he wasn't in his bed. Then I checked the kitchen. He wasn't in the kitchen. Walking past the living room, I could see he's not in the living room. So now I'm confused. Now I'm even dumb enough to go and check and see if he's in the bathroom, even though I know I just came out the bathroom. I'm about to call the police to tell them I can't find my son. And the police called me to tell me they arrested my son. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie, and I don't give a damn who feel what about what. When I got to that police station and saw him, I wanted to put all types of hands and feet on him. Why am I having to come to a police station? Because the police is calling me to tell me that you got arrested for doing some shit that I never taught you to do. For doing some shit that I never taught you was okay to do. For doing some shit that I moved you out into the fucking suburbs so your ass won't even have to fucking see. Even though it do happen in the suburbs too, let's be clear. But not as much as it happens in the city of fucking Detroit, okay? Now I gotta go to court. I gotta deal with judges, probation officers, and shit. And why? Because my son wanted to sneak out the house on a Sunday morning on God's day of all days to do some shit I never raised him to do. So was I not supposed to be mad enough to want to put hands on him? I mean, I sat there and I debated. I actually debated. I sat there and I thought about it while the police were standing right next to me. I'm like, if I was to reach over and smack the dog shit out of him right now, that's how mad I was. That's how my feelings was fucking hurt. Because you doing shit outside of what I raised you to do. So yes, I'm sitting there wondering if the cops is going to yank my ass up, shoot me, or whatever, because I done reached across and slapped the dog shit out of him for me even being here, for him even being here. So let's be clear. Like I said, we can raise our kids to do one thing and they can do the complete opposite. Do you think people raise their kids to be murderers? How many murderers is out here right now? We all grew up in fucked up ass neighborhoods and shit. We all didn't go out here doing these things though. I hate when people use that as an excuse too, your environment. most of us grew up in bad environments, but most of us grew up to be good people still. We're not out here doing things against the law and type things. We function like productive citizens just like anybody else.
You ain't going. You gonna go boot camp.
Look at you. Look at you. Look. You are going to boot camp. Look at the way she looked in the camera. You thought it was cute. You thought it.
My son went to jail and boot camp for his actions.
It's hard, baby. You look like Baby D from Friday. Okay, I don't know if you've ever been a part of it. It's clear she's been in the streets, but again, like, how do you expect your kid to look at this? It's clear he's bad as shit, and she loves him, and she wants the best for him. Well, all she does is smoke weed and handle guns her goddamn self, and don't even keep the gun locked up. And she's mad at him for following the example. See, it's the dudes I say, and not as I do parents that are sometimes the problem. He's living in a criminal household, and you're upset that he's acting like a criminal? Baby, he does what you do. He's a reflection of you, the environment. And I heard you say he don't follow mommy and daddy rules, but where the hell is daddy? Because you damn sure think macho is shit. I mean, it's clear who wears the pants if there's a nigga up in there. You're inviting the village to take care of your son as opposed to the dad. Like I said, I was so triggered when I...
Wasn't the saying always been, it takes a village to raise a child? You need all types of support systems.
Saw this. So triggered. This is pathetic, and I'm only laughing because...
But remember why she said she was so triggered. Because you have to remember, she described her own childhood before this. So remember why she's so triggered.
I would rather laugh rather than cry.
So boot camp. Whooping only lasts for a second. That little sting on your booty, that little tap on your back when you begin hitting shit. That's not gonna last for a minute. You gonna go in there and try to lay down. No, after this, your body gonna be sore. You ain't gonna be able to run away. Your body's gonna be sore. Because I think you'll try it again. I want his body to be sore. I want to be moving like... Green, let me tell you a little something about me.
Now again, the way this TikTok mom is going about this in these videos, she shouldn't have never posted none of these videos. But again,
what I'm going through with him, I know it's karma. It's karma like a motherfucker. Because I was doing the same thing that my son is doing on. Only thing is, my mama didn't know I smoked weed because I never came high around my mama. It was a respect thing. If I knew I had to be around my mom, I knew I wanted to smoke.
So you're upset that you were the same.
If you knew you was too young to be smoking, you shouldn't have smoked. TikTok mom. That's where you went wrong too. If you knew you was too young to be smoking, you shouldn't have smoked.
That type of teenager as him. But you just didn't show up high around your mama. You're upset that he's not a neat criminal yet, right? You're upset he's taking your weed as opposed to taking somebody else's out in the street. That's what you're mad about. So
wait, how does smoking weed make you a criminal? I'm confused on that part too. How does smoking weed make you a criminal? Do you know how many people out here smoke weed with no criminal past? Ain't committed not one crime? Will be some of the most mellow people that you can meet. Well, except for that one crackhead. Never mind. I'm not going to even say it. That was God telling me to shut the hell up.
You're not mad that he's smoking. You're mad he's smoking your shit. Make it make some fucking sense. Why does he know you smoke? Why is he stash around him? Why is your gun not locked up? Why? Because you a hood bitch yourself and you expect for him to somehow be a goddamn Boy Scout. That's why.
Well, my mama had me locked up for 5 years. all because I had a developed body. Like I was developed at the age 10. I didn't look 10, I didn't look 11, I didn't look 12. So older guys try to talk to me. No guys my age try to talk to me because I looked older than what I was. So my mama closed me in. Like I was the real Cinderella story. Like I couldn't go nowhere. And I started running away because I was like, I'm doing everything that my mama asked me to do. I was getting good grades. Listen here.
The issue that I have sometimes with Black parents.
Okay, so the TikTok mom was the type of child who ran away if she couldn't have her way. Now, we do know some of those kids do exist. You have kids that run away because they are actually in toxic situations that they want to escape. But then you have kids that run away because they feel entitled to be able to do things. And when you cannot do those things as that child or teenager that you are, they feel like, okay, fuck this, because I'm about to go. I'm about to go anyway. I'm going to run away. We know it's 2 sets of kids out here. Really, it's 3 sets. But that's another story for another day.
And sometimes they treat their kids like a mix between property and significant other. The way I fell down the rabbit hole on her page also reminded me of my childhood, my friends, acquaintances. We go to college, we have these round table discussions. They sometimes treat their kids like their kids are the nigga that broke their heart. They treat their kids like, oh, you should be the man of the house. And it's halfway between you're my property and I'm romanticizing about this relationship. It's your responsibility.
Okay, how would she be doing that if she a 2-parent home? You see what I'm saying? About how it started to detour off the tracks of being about the actual TikTok mom and her relationship with her son. Because, I mean, why would she be raising her son as the nigga who broke her heart if her husband is in the home?
To make me feel better. I had you and it was hard. What are you going to do to make it better for me? This is also the type of parent that thinks that bad parenting is a personality trait. It shows. It don't sound like she was concerned and wanted him back because she didn't fuck about his safety. It sounded like she wanted him to come back so she could belittle and talk down.
Bad parenting is a personality flaw. It's a flaw in their damn personality.
On him more. A lot of people want to also say on Twitter, since thing I got almost 2 million views since I posted it yesterday on Twitter. Oh, she said, do as you please, and y'all are taking it out of context. She invited the neighborhood to do as they please to him. Let's play it again, and you tell me what you get from her tone. And
she didn't invite the whole neighborhood. She invited the people who know her, which was still wrong to do. But she didn't invite the whole neighborhood. Now that's taking it out of context.
Her delivery is it.
Good morning, my TikTok family and friends. I am in need of help this morning. This guy right here, Jaquel Clemens, age 14, decided to run away because he doesn't want to follow his mommy and daddy rules. So he took it upon himself to run away from home last night. He's been gone since 7:30 last night. He was last wearing a dingy ass blue, white, and yellow Tommy Hilfiger coat, some skinny ass girl jeans. That's what I call them, skin tight ass girl jeans. And 9 times out of 10, he got them dusty ass white dookies on. If you see that, please hit my inbox if you are in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. And if you know me, and I mean like know me when you catch.
You see where she said, if you see that, hit her inbox. But if you know me, meaning she's talking to the people who personally know her. She did not invite the whole neighborhood to jump on her son. She took it out of context.
Do as you please with him and then bring him to me. I'm talking to all my fellow guys, my hood people. My hood people. You catch him, you know what to do to him and then bring him to me. Thank you.
So the reason we're taking the "do as you please" out of context intentionally is because someone with bad intentions will. And you have to consider those things before you invite the neighborhood or the village. It takes them before you invite the village.
People with bad intentions would do something to your child without being invited to it. People with bad intentions will do something to your child without being invited to do so.
To do whatever the fuck they want to do to your kids, you have to understand that their sentiment is not going to land with everyone the way that you intended it to. A lot of people don't even understand, or some people do understand, why they sag their pants in or outside of the jail industrial complex. Everybody doesn't have the intentions that you had. So inviting people to do whatever they want to do, everybody not just going to punch them in the chest. Some people going to do some other unimaginable things. But I digress.
Queen, not mine. As you can see, a 13-year-old Milwaukee boy is being charged as a dogs. Connection with a fatal hit and run crash October 14th. Jaden Adams faced 6 felony charges in Milwaukee County Court. And you want to know why he's facing those charges? You want to know why that 13-year-old boy was out at 2 o'clock in the morning? Because his mama didn't give a fuck. His mama didn't know where the fuck her son was while he was out there stealing cars and killing old women. For trying to stop him from stealing the car. So if your mama don't love you, just say that. Y'all think mad that I love my son. Yeah, it won't happen to him. This is what I'm trying to prevent from happening. Things like this. I'm sorry that you were bashed. You know what I'm saying? That's your outcome, baby. It might not be his. I don't bash him on a daily basis. I don't just sit up here and just dog talk him all day. No, that's not the type of mother I am. Y'all see that 3-minute video and come up to the conclusion like, oh my gosh, she's just a bad mom for talking to her kids like that. Goodbye. He okay. He okay. He out here smoking weed and taking my weed, peeing his food and hiding report call.
Now again, that was the mom fault, leaving your weed where your child can access it.
You're upset he's taking your weed pen to school, sis. Why? You aren't upset fundamentally that he's smoking. You're upset that he took from your stash. I mean, he could be out here smoking some lace weed that get him fucked up. He could be out here smoking K2 pop, which has irreversible effects. Ask Wendy Williams and her son. The effects of crack cocaine and meth, irreversible brain damage. No, instead he's smoking your shit, and that's what you're upset about.
Thinking 1 o'clock in the morning, coming back in my house at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm pretty sure he can take a little fucking French. I'm pretty sure he can eat those words. I'm pretty sure he can do all this shit. I'm pretty sure what I said. He can handle it. He should be able to handle it if he can do all the things that he's doing. I don't ask much from my kids. I don't. I promise myself when I grow up, I will not treat my kids the way my mother treated me. And I have held up to that. Oh. Now I'm tired, baby. Oh. You know, all that stuff I just said, I don't let him get a pass with all that. Even when he saw his daddy gun, like, that was a big thing. Like, it could have been people coming. We were worried that kids are out here with that type of gun. Like, what type of...
Yes, that he stole your weed and his daddy gun. So he is truly a product of his environment, right?
What type of fucking beef you got with?
Don't do that. Because my stepfather had guns. We knew not to touch them. My uncle, who served in the military as a fucking Marine sniper, had guns. We knew not to touch them. And on top of that, like I said, they kept them in safes where we did not know where the fucking safe was.
What do you need a gun for? Like, come on, man. There's other stuff I could have just done.
A lot of homes got guns.
Gave him a pass. Me is that passes. He gets no more passes. He gets no more Mrs. Nice Mom. He don't get that shit. And then he do what the fuck I tell him to do. You want to know why he gotta do what the fuck I say? Because it's my motherfucking world, and so he gets the fuck out of it. That ain't it.
It's your world, right? And see, that is how a narcissistic parent talks. It's my world. It's about me. It is about my feelings. Fuck your feelings. And see, at some point, we expect to raise these children and for them to turn 18 and for them to just somehow be released into society and know how to handle adversity, to know how to respect people who don't respect them. Mom, we expect them to know to be emotionally intelligent, to be astute, to be all of these things, while they don't have a lick of an example of any of this. So what are you really upset at? You're upset that you created defective pride. I'm not calling him defective.
So wait, are we giving 14-year-olds excuses for doing wrong things that they knew was wrong? Because at 14 years old, you could tell the difference between right and wrong. You not 5. You ain't 4. You're not a toddler or an infant. You know right from wrong.
Or demented, but children are a product of their environment. Another thing, right, that really threw me for a loop, right, on Twitter with a lot of people, as we just point out how this is abusive and this is wrong. A lot of them was 23 too. Do y'all have kids? A lot of people comment and they got kids. You ain't got no room to comment if you ain't got no kids. It's like watching somebody cheat, beat on their wife, go against their vows, treat their spouse like shit and say, well, are you married? You don't have to be married. You don't have to have kids to know that this is wrong. A lot of us have been kids before. A lot of us have been kids who are still trying to actively work.
Okay, this is where my uncomfortable feeling started to manifest itself more, because you can hear the anger in her voice to where this ain't even about this mom no more.
And heal through the trauma that was caused by parents just like her. You don't have to have kids to realize that something is fucked up. You don't. You know, damn sure don't have to have kids to comment on some shit that's in the public world wide web. Wasn't nobody being intrusive with this lady's business. She posted it here because she thought it was cute. And it backfired. See, she wanted a lot of people to agree with her and to comment and side with her, and it backfired. So nobody's being intrusive. We're just comment. She's exploiting it because she wants to go viral. It's what she wants to do. And so we're going to comment and we're going to create conversation about the broken Black family dynamic per this video. You don't need kids to realize how wrong shit.
How is they a broken Black family when he's in a 2-parent home? A broken Black family is a 1-parent home.
You don't have to be married to realize or to point out a shitty marriage and so on and so forth. People want to shut you down from giving your opinion.
A bad marriage is completely different from a broken home. A bad marriage can be worked on unless they want a divorce. Then it becomes a broken home. But a bad marriage can be fixed if the both of the parties are willing to fix it. Now, another way I feel the TikTok mom went wrong is, I feel like if your son is running away over being told no, it could be something more behind that. And maybe you should get him a third party that he'll feel comfortable disclosing things to. That's where therapy for your children come in at. I very much so have both my kids therapists, and I have a therapist. That's where to making sure your mental health is being taken care of. it don't necessarily make it a broken home. It could be a home with inner issues. Not necessarily broken. Because, as I say again, a broken home is when you got either the married couple getting divorced and splitting, or they were never married and they're outside of the home. That's a broken home.
You got kids to shut the fuck up, bitch. No. No. She posted it on the World Wide Web, on Beyonce and Al Gore's internet, and therefore we will comment. And there aren't enough discussions being curated about breaking Black generational curses, because truly, breaking Black generational curses, it's hard. It is not for the faint of heart, because when you're actively trying to
breaking generational curses is not as hard as you think. Period. I have several generational curses and I've broken them. My mom had me when she was a kid. I didn't turn around and have babies as a kid. A general curse that was broken. My kids don't have kids as a kid. A general curse that was broken. General curses is not as hard to break as some people make it look like. All you got to do is stick to knowing this is not the type of life that you want. So if you saw your mama struggling as a single parent, as a kid herself, you know not to turn around and get pregnant as a kid.
Fucked up curses within your family, they will ostracize you. They will make you the black sheep, because it's like, you saying that something's wrong with what we're doing. Yeah, I'm saying that it hurts and it's not beneficial, and I'll be damned if I pass this shit down to my kids. So I'm breaking this, and it's not easy, and you will catch backlash when you do that. So it's not for the faint of heart. And things like this are conversation starters. She wanted attention, she got it. That's why we're here.
He's 14 years old. I didn't sit up here and make a nice ass post because I wasn't being nice. I was mad. I was mad at nighttime when I went to sleep. I didn't know where the fuck my child was. So I wasn't gonna be like, oh my God, Kushal, my son is missing. Like, parents here be making posts talking about their child missing the whole time. Their child then ran away. No, this child ran away with his little dusty ass. Now I'm mad. Now I'm fed up. I don't know if you ever had a child run away. I don't know. Y'all don't know. If you ain't never been through this, please just be quiet, because it's hard. It's really hard. I can't keep being, every time I be Mrs. Nice Mom to him, he turn around and do the same shit. I'm not being nice to him no more. I'm not talking nice to him no more. I'm not doing shit nice with him no more.
You're not talking nice to him no more? So, what you say? He's 14, you got 4 more years to go. You're just going to be a bitch? Right? For lack of a better term, you're not being nice to him, so you're just going to be evil, right? Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. It says, I know that his youth is on another level, and I have to acknowledge that too, right? But my heart went out to him when she made the do as you will and bring him back home to me bullshit. Absolutely. That's the part that really fed to me, because do you think that if he was abused,
but that's not the part that's really festering with her, because for the viewer who stuck around this whole time, we seen that she had several issues within this video. And then we about to see that she's going to have an issue with something that don't even have to do with abuse, but she somehow is going to turn it into abuse, somehow a mentally abusive situation.
In a perhaps a sexual way that he would feel comfortable bringing that up, or would he be called soft?
So he started taking care of his business. Until then, that's how he gonna get talked to. And anybody got a problem with it, I'll give you my address. A dingy ass blue, white, and yellow Tommy Hilfiger coat, some skinny ass girl.
Bro, you must have lost your rabbit ass mind, bro. What the hell is wrong with you? Jumping on the internet, talking down on your own son. I see why you ran away.
I'm making enough money to pay my bills, buy their clothes, their shoes, buy their socks, buy their drawers, buy their beaded stitches, all these.
Baby, you want a cookie for doing the bare minimum? You're supposed to feed and clothe your kids. Do you want a fucking award? Why is it that some parents, when they are pulled up and held accountable, right? When someone checks them for emotionally manipulating and abusing their child, well, they got name brand clothes. They ain't never harmed you, son. Does that mean that ain't nothing wrong with the kids? Why are you bragging on doing the bare minimum? This is your kid. Like, what you want? Oh, let me tell you something. My God, this. I would hope so. Who else would be buying the shit? Does that excuse anybody from pointing out how abusive you are? Right? I mean, I just couldn't imagine. You're a grandmom now. Wait till we get to the end of this video. Y'all won't even believe. Okay? The part that I find, that's why I have her name covered up. I'm going to put it down below in the comments. The thing is, this is the most attention this one has ever gotten. She's been glowing since she even went viral 4 or so days ago. And she loves it. That's why the bob was bobbing and she moving and everything like that. Because the attention that she's getting off the back of abusing what she sees as disciplining her child is the most attention she's ever got. So she's eating it up and she loves it. That's why she's smiling. That's why every video while she's addressing her quote unquote missing child and the abuse that he has to endure, it's all fun and games to her. Because she had this many eyes on her ever. And so she's going to continue to exploit and explain why this is an acceptable form of toxic parenting.
Okay, I'm about to skip to this end part that she just brought up because I don't want to play this whole video anyway. But now, this is the part that she's speaking on. The woman is not even doing anything but being excited that her grandchild is a boy. But somehow the content creator was able to flip it and make it seem like she took the attention off the fact that her son was finding out that he was having a son. Meanwhile, they brought her the bag with the stuff in it to surprise her and show her that her grandchild was a boy.
Okay, because she has a predilection. She has a predilection. Go look it up. She has a predilection for degrading and killing any ounce of confidence within her kids. It's clear her childhood wasn't the best. So she has this deep-rooted default bias for degrading and killing. And see, I have a predilection for caring for the emotional health, stability, and well-being of teenagers within the Black household because mine was so fucking trash. And I'm still healing. And so I have.
See, that's why she's so aggressive during this whole video towards this woman, because she herself had a fucked up childhood.
A soft spot for teenagers who are misunderstood within society, within their own households, within their own family dynamics. That's what I'm passionate about. And I can spot it quick as fuck because that was me. And I'm still healing. But what I want you to look at right here is her and this gender reveal, right? This is a gender reveal. She's happy. Look at the spelling. Look at the spelling. It's more than a gender reveal, right? It's a ginger reveal. I mean, the illiteracy runs rampant. Do you hear me? But I was shook when I went back and I let it sink in. I let it sizzle in my spirit. I comprehended who this gender reveal was really for, right? And she's really excited about this. She's really excited. Let's take a look.
Oh God. My shirt. This is my shirt. Where's Jay? We just walked past you. Shut the fuck up, Marcus, boy. Look here. Okay, I'm so happy. Okay, let's go. I don't know what this is. Oh, you look like me. Yes, he did. I'm surviving. Oh my God. Okay, we already got his name. Name's gonna be Mozzie. Mozzie. That's not whatever. That was only blue candy. I got blue candy. No, you're not getting that. Where were you? She's so excited. She said, oh, you didn't get any gummy bears. She's excited. This is a gender reveal presented to, listen, to her, seemingly for her, right? She's picky. She's picky about you buy me a certain type of candy. For this gender reveal, you shut the fuck up, Marcus, who was one of her kids. All this. Oh my God. Okay, we already got his name. Name's gonna be Mozzie. Mozzie. That's not whatever. That was only blue candy. I got blue candy. No, you're not getting that. Where were you?
Now, how is her being excited about being surprised that her grandchild is a boy, going to be a boy, a bad thing? What did she do wrong within this moment? How is this a bad thing?
Why should we think that's on here, Sean. I don't care. It went down a little bit though. It went. That's my daughter's head. That's how big her head is. Let me try. Oh, that's how Sean's head was when she was baby. Look how long it is. Oh, this is mine.
I want you to go and watch the Plain as Jane video after I end this video. And just look at her face in this moment. She's so disgusted, but why?
One of her kids. Gender reveal. Okay? So this is a young woman who one of her sons got pregnant. And yet she needed this gender reveal to cater to her. Right? She's upset because there wasn't enough blue candy in the bag for her grandchild. Do you see how her kids are forced to cater to her? She's taking ownership.
Okay, I'm going to end it after that. But now you see how she just took that situation. She just took her being surprised by her son on what the gender of her grandchild is going to be. She flipped it into a whole bad situation and tried to make it seem like, oh, the kids was just doing this to cater to the mom. How you know they didn't plan to surprise her? Anyway, like, I don't get how that was a bad thing. And that's why the video made me so uncomfortable, because at moments it stopped even being about the actual mom and son situation, even though she was still speaking on the situation. If you can subliminally read in between the lines, she was also speaking on her own situation. That's why the tone in her voice was so aggressive. But that's going to be it for this video. I didn't even expect it to be this long. Thank you for sticking around and viewing with me and listening. And I'll catch you on my next video.